Colby, when you go home,
Yeah, Barry?
promise to take me. I was like, I don't know what to call for this movie. Because otherwise, you're going to get it right off the bat. Even with that, you might get it off the bat.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of...
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This.
Theme music.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the last month of...
Heroes don't always win.
And this one's a doozy.
Right?
Now, if you guys don't know, we are huge fans of the main actor of this movie. It is a remake of a better movie. But this one is like sort of...
It is
like a cult classic at this point.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Because there's some people that are going to make fun of it because it's so bad. But because it's so bad, they love it.
Right. Yes.
And this guy, for like a cool minute, right? He obviously a huge star in the 90s, kind of petered off until maybe like 2015. He kind of started coming back a little bit with more indie.
Yeah, and never stopped working.
Never stopped. I mean, he has an addiction to comics.
Yeah.
I mean, when I said addiction, everyone's like, "Oh my god, who is it?" And it's like comics, they're like, "Oh, I think I know who it is."
Right. Yeah.
But, you know, like it's one of the more less body self-destructing addictions to have.
True.
But it can get really expensive.
Right, but hopefully it pays for itself if you get in trouble. Not where like the heroin addiction, you just pretty much go to rehab. Yeah, there's nothing else you can do.
Or die.
Comic addiction, you're like, I gotta sell some of these so I can pay my car payment. Pay for the third house.
Oh, just sold the third house. That's what he might do. But I was kind of super. I was wondering what your last movie was gonna be, and I was like, there's no way it's gonna be that movie. Yeah, he's probably got something off the wall in the chamber for me. And he came up. You gotta go with a classic.
You have to.
And any month that you can kind of squeeze this guy into, you might want to. So let's get into our rhyme fest of this movie. So maybe you guys can guess it before the end, right? I'm a cop, so you have to do what I say. Whether on the mainland or the summer isles, y'all gonna find out today. I'll put on this bear suit and find where the honey's at. Throwing massive hands with deadly impact. So, I'm about to shorten this entire island's lifespan. Find out how in 2006, The Wicker Man.
The Wicker Man. Wicker Man.
The last 20 minutes of this movie has to be some of my favorite. It has to be top 10 favorite 20 minutes of any movie.
Yes. Yeah. And like Nick Cage, he picks his personality for every movie, and he just never phones it in.
I love it because it's a very escalating situation that happens in this. And honestly, I think there's a lot of people that kind of have taken the things, like the themes of this movie, and kind of made them into like better movies. But you can definitely see the influences. I mean, The Wicker Man is already from 1973 was already a great movie to a lot of people, and so
this one is quite a bit different than the original one. Mm-hmm. But could you not see that Midsommar is...
That's what I was going to say, yeah.
Like, definitely heavily influenced by the first one.
And I don't care what Ari Aster will say. Definitely, you watch The Wicker Man, and there was parts of this movie that you're like, that would be interesting. Also, I believe The Village, too. I guess any kind of movie that's sort of taken the same sort of premise, you can kind of bring it all the way back from the 1973 Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Because there's also that one movie, oh god, I forgot what it was called, But it was like, you know, the guy, he went to an island looking for his sister, and then like the island had like some sort of supernatural force. And remember, towards, I think it was a Netflix movie, but towards the end, he started to become one with the island. I forgot what it was called. That movie was really good though. It was like sort of a horror mystery, almost very H.P. Lovecraftian, because you kind of never figure out what the being is, and so that kind of always.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause it so we can look it up. All right, we're back. So the movie was Apostle from Netflix, 2018.
Yes.
But no, oh gosh, this I feel like this, when it first came out, the Wicker Man kind of did some damage to Nicolas Cage's like star power, because 2006, you know, he was kind of winding down a little bit. You know, he wasn't really coming out with much during that period, because I remember that because it was like during like my senior year,
right?
And then everyone just like was just so kind of boring at that time. It was sort of like a very early version of like a slow burn.
Right. And I feel like the advertising for it was like, it was this super intense, mega, you know, it's going to be like this like psychological thriller, like horror movie. And I feel like the advertising for it.
Oh, yeah.
Way overhyped it.
Yeah, I think that was like a huge issue during like the 2000 to 2010s, because like the same thing happened with M. Night Shyamalan movies. Now, like if you just watch his movies from that time period without watching any of the trailers, you're like, okay, that was like a pretty decent movie. That was like really good, you know, like you're not expecting like a twist or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, but every movie from that period, they were like, oh, M. Night Shyamalan, all right, horror. Everyone's expecting a twist, so put that in the trailer, and then really just misled you. So when you watch the movie, you're like, this is what you're expecting. You get thrown off. Like The Village is a good movie,
right? Yeah.
But then when you watch the trailer, you're like, I could definitely see where you got misled. Also, was it Lady in the Water?
Lady in the Water. That was the one I was thinking. That was
a good,
very much different than you expected it to be from the trailer.
Because the trailer made it look like a horror film,
right?
And you're like, and you go and like you find out that M. Night Shyamalan made that movie for it to be like a fairy tale for his kids.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be it wasn't like PG-13 too, so it wasn't like anything excessively like gory or anything. So like, yeah, definitely, I think that's what also happened with The Wicker Man.
Right, and also I feel like this was like PG or PG-13, where the original one was R, and like, so like, you're always toning down the spookiness when you lower the rating.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to see where it was supposed to, like, what the vision was supposed to be. It was PG-13, but everything I think during that time was also, everyone was like, let's make everything PG-13.
Right.
But like, I think this could have worked even as a PG-13 film. I don't think it had to be hard R or anything, like a rated R. Sorry, hard R. Like when I say that, I mean like movies like Terrifier. That's like a hard R.
Oh yeah.
Borderline NC-17.
Yes, yeah, especially scenes from the first one.
Scenes from the second one. The dude chopped off a dick or something. And so yeah, I think that's sort of what hurt this too. And I mean, obviously Nick Cage going full Cage,
right,
is almost like a meme. But like, man, it's
and
really...
so I didn't know. Like, I saw this a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I rented it, whatever, and I totally remember not to spoil the end of our review, the bee scene.
Yeah.
And then I watched this like this week, and then I was like, where was the bees? There was no bees, and I was like, I looked it up. I was like,
where's the bee scene?
And they're like, oh, that's the uncut version.
Really? That's
and
not
I was
the
like,
best. Well, that's not the best, but yeah.
That is a classic over the top super Cage moment that like the movie is significantly struck down a notch without it. Because I 100% remember that scene, and then and then when it wasn't there, it was like, but it was like this movie and I were edging, and there was no climax without the bees.
Kobe went home with blue balls. He was like, oh man, but let's get to starting about this movie before we get into any more just discussions about it. So the movie starts off on a highway, I believe.
Yeah.
And you find out that Nick Cage he's like a highway police.
Yep.
And everything like that, and so he's stopping people. It's sort of like a cut, what's it called, like a cut scenes all over.
Well, yeah, a little montage of him working.
Doing his job until one day or one stop, someone had littered, so he picked it up. It's like, oh, it's a children's doll or whatever. So here, let me go catch that station wagon.
Right. Yeah.
And so he goes over there, and it's like these two, it's a mother and a daughter, and he's like, hey, I think your daughter dropped this.
Right, and she's all like, oh yeah, no, I got out of a relationship. I'm moving. I'm
trying to get out of there as soon as possible.
She's not really handling it that well, so she's trying to do things to get attention, kind of thing.
Yeah, she looks like a mess, right? Everything sort of thing, but then the daughter's acting like a children of the corn kid, right? Right. Because he's like, oh, here you go, just make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that was pretty decent. Yep.
And the woman is like, oh, thank you so much, officer. But then the little girl throws the doll again.
Right. Yeah.
I was just like, has your daughter ever been struck before? No, but he's like, don't worry, ma'am. Let me go. He goes to get it. Yeah. And then when he turns his back, picks it up. For a second, I was like, is he going to get hit by something?
It totally gives you that
feeling, right? Feeling. But then, no, the mother and daughter get Final Destination. Yep. And then, the woman is kind of dead.
Yeah,
he totally gives up on the woman.
Right, front of the car gets smashed. Car bursts into flames. He runs over. He sees the little girl is still alive. So he takes off his helmet and he's hitting the back window to try to get in.
Yeah, because, and I did not know that police officers' gloves were that thick, because he's ripping through this back panel, the black back window, and he's like, come on, come here, and then this car explodes in his face. Yeah. I was like, oh, this is just the beginning of Ghost Rider. Birthed in flames. No.
That would be so at the end of his career, his final career, he shows his final movie is how every one of his past movies is somehow connected. It's all one universe.
Because you could take that, or you're like, oh, this is the start of Drive, the movie he had with Amber Heard. Any movie where he dies at the beginning and ends up in hell.
Yeah.
But no, so he ends up, we cut to him waking up in his apartment, and he's in his training gear, and obviously he's taking some time off. Right. He's just gotten into an accident. He had to watch a mother and daughter die, and so his ex-girlfriend comes by, who is also another police officer. Right. And she's like, hey, just coming to check up on you. The captain wanted me to come by and see if you're okay. And
get a handful of get well cards from the people.
Yeah, and I'm, I know probably I'm the last person you want to see here, but, here I am. I'm just worried about you. And so, they have a nice little moment, but then she's like, all right, well, I'll see you, when you get better. Yeah. So he goes through the letters, and he gets one that looks like it's from, I don't know, 1855 or something like that. Yeah. I'm not taking those letters. It's like Back to the Future type of a letter, you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Marty. Well, what do you say? He's like, we've had this in our station for 50 years. Right. We had a bet that this wasn't going to... This is exactly what this situation is like, because he opens this thing and it looks like a sonnet. The penmanship, amazing.
Beautiful.
This is what happens when you don't have keyboards around. Yeah. I would love to say that, because I grew up, in the middle of that, where we still have to, handwrite essays.
Yes.
Versus like, you know, the computer and everything. I wish my handwriting was better.
Okay, so just a little side story. This is how old I am. When I was in 9th grade, my English class, we had to type our final essay, and it had to be, computers were already out, but they were like, no, because computers will correct things. So it actually has to be typed on a typewriter.
Yep, I remember that.
And I was like, what? And my mom worked at UNLV, and there was 3 secretaries for the science department. And 2 of them were on computers, and 1 of them was still on a typewriter. And my mom was like, well, I'm just going to bring your essay to the secretary and have her type it for you.
That's an abuse of power.
It was an abuse of power. This is a little old lady. She was I think her name was Dorothy. Like, I remember we took her out to lunch after she typed my essay.
Oh, well, at least you gave that golden girl some lunch. Probably, your mom probably threw her some cash, too. Here you go, Dorothy. Oh, man. No, I do remember using typewriters and having to, like, have whiteout on hand. And then having to...
Yep.
But, no, yeah. And also, like, women are just such sluts for good handwriting. Like every time I've sat in a study group and one of the guys has, like, good handwriting, all the girls will flock to it like, oh, my God.
Yep.
It's either that or just, like, the bar is extremely low for it.
Any guy who's got any talent at all.
But it's also because it's like a stationary thing. Like, oh my God, your handwriting is so very beautiful. But no, and so like, you know, he takes this letter. He talks to like one of his coworkers, and he's like, oh, the plot thickens for Edward Malice. I didn't even know you had a plot. Yeah. And he's just like, yeah, it's just some girl, like my old fiance. He's like, you had a fiance? Jesus, I thought your dick didn't work. He's like, chill out, dude. Like coworkers always say the most shit. Like, no.
Right, and that's like 80s harsh on each other. Like this was already a 2006 movie. You're like, yeah, they didn't talk like that then.
But no, he's like, well, you know, and then obviously his ex-girlfriend, who's the partner of that guy, comes in. He's like, hey, you know, the captain wants us for like a meeting. So he's like, hey, you're not gonna do this, right? Because the letter says it's his ex-fiance who has had a child, and her child is missing, and they're on this island, her home island, and and Nicolas Cage is the only one he trusts.
Right.
To come, so please can you come and blah blah blah. And he's like, you're not gonna go, are you? Because she left you. And now she wants you to look for another man's child. Honestly, same. I'm not gonna fly to the Pacific Northwest on some island that probably still has 56K internet.
Right. And you get the impression that it's like let's go to like Amish country and help them because they don't have their own police. Well, you know, kind of.
But I feel like at least if I'm going in the middle of Pennsylvania, I can like run. Right. Yeah. When you're on an island, man, that you swim in the ocean. You know how tiring it gets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so he's just like, no, I'm not gonna go. And boom, next scene he's on a boat. He's on a fucking boat, and you know he's like looking at this picture of this girl, and then all of a sudden he looks outside, and the same girl that was in that station wagon is out there, and I'm guessing traffic is horrific on this boat because that girl gets smacked by a truck. So you could already tell maybe something's not right in his head, or like he's just like trauma, right? PTSD or something.
Yeah,
right?
So like from behind, it's a little blonde girl, and he's like making it the same girl.
Yeah. Well, she wasn't even there.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no, he gets what's it called? So he has to now from after this boat, he has to take another vehicle to get to this more isolated.
Right. So they get to basically where the port is.
Yeah.
To go to the island, but then it's like they're like, no, it's a private island. Nobody's going to take you over there. Like, you have to either live there or have written permission to visit.
I'm not going to mess up my contract with them. You know, it's good money.
Right, yeah.
But he's like, oh, well, I guess I'm just going to have to find somebody else to take me and my friends there. And he's like, friends? He's like, yeah, Benjamin.
Yep.
And Ulysses S. Grant. And after that, he's like, oh, okay, I'll risk my contract for $200 or something. So, but then it looks like another boat went there because there's a lot more people walking up with him during this whole situation, right? And so, but he ends up meeting some women, and they're like, excuse me, sir, who are you? You don't have permission to be here.
Right.
And he already starts like, I'm a police officer from California.
Right. I have permission.
Someone invited me here to look for a daughter.
Yes. There's a missing child, so there's a possible crime. So as a police officer, I am inviting myself.
And I guess, you know, maybe if you're going to a very isolated island where supposedly there's no forms of communication, but they have a website for their honey. Maybe you think you can get away with, like, you know, being a cop, flashing your badge, and hopefully them not knowing anything about jurisdiction, right?
Right.
And so, like, that's what he tells these women. He's like, get out of my way. I need to find this missing girl. And so he goes into, like, this tavern.
Right. Because don't they say something like, they're like, yeah, but you're a California police officer, and we're off the coast of Oregon. Yeah.
That's what this woman says at this bed and breakfast or tavern. I don't know what you call that in modern day. Lodgings, I guess. And he goes to the barmaid. He's like, barmaid something, whatever. And she's like, Sister Beach. Yeah. And in my head, I was like, yeah, Sister Bitch, all right.
And there's a couple guys, but they're just ignoring him. Like, and they're just quiet, just doing their thing.
Yeah.
And the women are the ones who's like,
it's like,
yeah, what are you doing here, stranger?
Yeah, this is like Themyscira.
Yeah. Yes.
The men there look like beaten.
Right.
Look like caged animals that have been broken. Because, you know, they're like outside just not even doing hard labor. They're just kind of wandering about. Like, the women in this island are doing, like, the hard labor.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. But no, he talks to, like, the Sister Beach, and then he locks eyes with, God, what's her name? Naomi or something? His ex-fiance.
Mm-hmm.
Who I gotta say is not giving me a lot in acting-wise. Willow is her name, I believe, right? Yeah. In this movie, when Nicolas Cage talks to his ex-fiance, there's moments where I feel like she just forgets her lines, and then she gets it back. But they kind of run
into... It's like Biden giving a speech.
Exactly. I was like, man, I mean, she's hot, so you kind of give it a pass, right? But, he's like, I just need some lodgings and maybe some food later. Can I do that? And then he gets passed a note by Willow, and she's like, oh, I can't let them know that I'm the one that asked you to come here, so meet me.
Right, yeah, because it is kind of like in
a closed-off community.
Yeah,
it is very Amish. Like, you know, like, if I went there with, like, a whole bunch of, like, tech, they're like, what are you doing here?
Right.
Where are you going to charge that?
Yes, and he tries his phone, and no signal.
Yeah, so they meet up by this look point, and she's like, "Oh, Edward, I'm so sorry. You're the only one I could really count on for all this." And, and everything. And so he's just like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "Rowan, my daughter is missing." And
but she's been missing for like 6 months or something, right?
I don't know. A period of time, but then but Willow's like, everyone's acting like my daughter doesn't exist.
Right.
Like, even, like, earlier on, like, when he first comes onto the island, she's like, that's not her daughter, you know. That she says it's her kid.
Right, because they're like, have you seen this? Because he's got a picture of the girl, and he's like, have you seen this girl? And they're like, no, we've never seen her. It's a small island. We know everybody. We've never seen her before. And then they're like, well, I'm looking for Sister Willow. And he's like, they're like, oh, I forgot about her. Yeah, that's not her daughter. Yeah,
the island crazy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because throughout this movie, he's like shoving this photo in front of everybody. He's like, "Have you seen this girl?"
Yeah.
And so yeah, they have this conversation, and she's like, "I have to go. You know, please just keep looking. Please keep looking." And he runs into another girl, Sister Rose.
Yeah.
Who is like fairly younger than most of the other women he's been interacting with. Maybe closer to Willow's age, maybe like her little sister or something, like little sister age.
Yeah.
But sort of like weird situations keep happening with them because they keep meeting with each other, like just happenstance.
Right.
But then she's like, "Oh, like you know, like sorry, it's like this whole movie is like jumbled up in my head." But it's just like she's just like, "Oh, like when you go home, please take me with you."
Right, our opening quote.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh no." But this whole movie is just him trying to sort of look for this girl, and he's interrogating this island of people that don't want him there. But it's strange, right? And then he also like when he goes back to his lodgings. Someone has gone through his stuff.
Yes, yeah.
What is he missing? I forgot. He's like his self-help book.
Oh, right. Because at the very, very beginning, he has bought a self-help book.
Yeah, he's trying. You know, I guess he's been so scarred by like Willow and their engagement breakup that he's been kind of just mowing through life. Maybe he's had flings here or there, but nothing's ever really stuck. Like the woman in the beginning.
Yeah. And then he does what I hate so much. It's like this is my worst hate for movies. He has a dream where he's like he sees her and he chases after her and he goes in the barn and he finds her jacket and then she's not there and then he's like, you know, wakes up and then and then he like. Then he sees her out the window, and then he goes and then he wakes up again, and like no,
you hate the dream within a dream.
It's never happened. No one has ever had a dream within a dream, ever. It's not a real thing.
Are you saying like it's never
happened
with your what's it called in your professional opinion as somebody who holds a psychology degree?
Yes, no one's ever had a dream within a dream.
So like I guess like Inception must have been irritating for you.
At least that way they were like they meshed it in to like try to
technology
make it,
and everything like that.
It's no. That is my like that pulls me out of a movie worse than anything else. Horror movies always try to do it, and I'm always just like, now I don't even want to watch the rest.
Well, like, it makes sense if it's like Freddy. Like Nightmare on Elm Street, because he's a dream monster.
So okay, yeah, that's like your one possible Inception, Freddy Krueger. No other movie has a reason to put a dream within a dream.
So as long as like movie makers out there, as long as you have a reasonable like way of having these dreams be in a dream, it's acceptable. Other than that, you're like, that's just fantasy at this point.
Right. Yeah.
I love that. That's where you draw the line.
Right.
That's where that is your tomato of movies, or your pickles of movies, like dreams within dreams.
I'm so loose on everything else is acceptable, and then that's the one thing that bothers me. It really does. For a lot of years, I've like movies do that, and I just get so irritated.
Yeah, but as Nicolas Cage is going throughout this whole movie, he's finding out small portions of how this community is working, and he finds out that the main source of income for this community is their honey.
Right.
Oh, but lately, a couple past years, there's been a honey drought.
Honey drought,
right?
Yep.
And we find out that he has an aversion to bees because he's allergic. When he kills one during the beginning scene with Sister Beach.
Right, and he's like, I'm allergic, and they're all like, "What? It's like you killed one of our cast members."
Yeah, everyone. It's that thing in nightmares.
Yeah.
That happens when you find out that you're in a dream, and then all the dream figures that you have start looking at you.
Yep.
So yeah, so that is also like another telling thing that's happening in this movie. Also, another thing was like when he first gets into the island and he sees Sister Beach. Sister Beach is like, "You're that cop," and I was like, "Red flag. Hold on, flag on the fucking play. How do you know I'm a cop?" You know what I'm saying? But okay, that's I'll save that for a little bit later. So yeah, so like he continues like kind of chasing this figure of Rowan. I'm really just gonna take you to like events that I remember. It's really hard to do this sort of chronologically because this whole movie is pretty contained because it's just an island.
Right.
And it's hard to sort of talk about.
Then I think he goes to the school.
Yeah,
and meets the teacher and the class, and he's like, "Does anybody in here know Rowan? Pass the picture around." Yeah. And they're all like, "Nope."
Yeah, but then the teacher is teaching these female students like,
right.
What are men for?
Yes, only.
They are just phallic symbols.
Yes, only girls in the classroom.
Yeah, and like, yeah, they're just like, yeah, men are just here to procreate. That's it. That's all they're good for. And and the teacher the teacher quotes Don Quixote to Nicolas Cage. You're Don Quixote. You're looking for things that don't fucking exist.
Right.
And so like he's having like these interactions with the rest of the island that's kind of like super jarring if you're not from there. You know, Willow says it. She's like, I'm from here, so I'm used to it, but I can understand why people that aren't would find this extremely strange.
Right. And then he looks through her rule book, and quite a bit back, he finds Rowan's name.
So now it's like obviously it's been a mystery, but he's getting little portions of evidence, right? There's even like a wall of children.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's
right, because in like 2 days there's the Harvest Festival on the island.
And so he's like, oh, but then one of them towards the very bottom is broken with no picture in it. Right. So he's like, oh, these people are definitely murdering kids.
Yeah.
For these harvest festivals, Jesus. And so I think like the next night, this is maybe, I don't know what the timeline of this movie is. Because you're kind of thrown into the midst of Nicolas Cage's madness.
Yeah.
So like, I believe maybe he had that whole dream sequence there, right. And then the next morning he meets the leader of this cult. Well, not cult, but like, you know, the leader of this community, right? Yeah. Sister Summer Isle, and she's all, oh no, maybe no, that this is actually no. What happens is he still is following a Rowan's shadow or figure, and then he ends up in a like tank. Or something. It's super.
Oh, right, because he goes.
No, wait, no. First, he goes onto the boat.
No, because yeah.
And remember, he brings out like a child that he thinks that's like in the chum or something.
Yes. And
it's nothing. He's like hallucinating or something.
Yeah.
Something is happening to him where he's like, this is like, I was like, all right, this is beyond PTSD.
Oh, right, because he's waiting for he goes to the dock because he's waiting. Because the plane is there, and he's going to hopefully be able to talk to the pilot and use the radio to radio back and get information
from whoever, from his friend or something,
whatever,
right?
Yeah.
And that's when he goes into the boat. He, and then like obviously again he follows this figure of this child that's going into this, I don't know, grave tomb or something. It's a I don't know what these things are called. I've never been on a island like this.
Yeah.
Sewer system? I don't know.
Catacombs, almost.
But then, like, he ends up getting trapped. Someone, like, locks him in there.
Right, because he hears a girl.
Yeah. In that.
And so he climbs down into the water, and then while he's in there, they close it up, and then he's, like, trapped in the catacombs.
For, like, a night.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, he probably should have, like, froze. Or, like, hypothermia at least, or something.
I don't know how cold it is.
It's the Pacific Northwest.
Right.
Yeah, the Pacific Ocean is freezing.
It is summer though, maybe in the spring.
No, I think it's still cold.
It's still cold.
Yeah, it's still fairly cold. It's not like those Florida beaches. which everybody loves. I don't love warm water in the ocean. I don't know why. I'd much rather have it be cold. That's just me though. But Willow ends up getting him out.
Yes.
And she was like,
and
"What?"
Then is that when
That's
she tells
what she.
him?
Which one?
The news.
Oh, the news that we all already knew that Rowan was his daughter. Yeah. Because he starts to sort of waver. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. He's like, but who else is gonna find our daughter? Oops. And that's when I think after that interaction, he meets Sister Summer Isle, and she's like, "Oh, you survived. What a shame." And this is the portion where it gets super like Midsommar-y.
Yeah.
This is because like she has like 2 bodyguards that are like frail women.
Right. And she's very open to talk to him, but then like all of her answers are a little riddly.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Chill out, Nigmas. Was that his name? Edward Nigmas?
Nigma?
Edward Nigma.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like it's funny because like during this whole scene, now there's like a bunch of bees.
Right. Yes.
And I was like,
because that house is closer to the fields where the bee hives are.
And I was like, well, if you're Nicolas Cage, you're not coming. I'm not coming close to that.
Right.
Because everyone that I've ever met that has like a bee allergy is like, nope. It's funny too because like we do get a shot of his like EpiPens, but it's bee epi or something. That's what the brand was called. Bee epi.
Hey, maybe it's a real brand. They're a sponsor.
Yeah, and I believe he did get stung at some portion of the movie where he gets healed naturally.
Oh, right, because wasn't it right after this?
Yeah.
He, like, thinks that he sees Rowan in the field, and then he runs after her, and then falls down, and then, like, gets stung by a bee.
Yeah, he goes into, like, epileptic shock and everything.
And he wakes up in the doctor's office.
Yeah, that was the slutty maid from American Horror Story.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I was like so sad that we never got to see her younger version again in other iterations of American Horror Story, because man, when I first saw that commercial where she was acting like super slutty as the young girl, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this show.
And then like another season, she's like 90.
Yeah, I was like, oh, never mind.
With a weird, like, glassy eye.
That's like later in the Murder House season. Yeah, like it's going back and forth. I was like, oh no, that would freak me out. But yeah, and so like this is like we're coming up to like maybe like the last 30 minutes, which is like my favorite.
Right.
Because at this point, Nicolas Cage is pissed off.
Yes.
Right? And he tells Willow, he's like, you gotta hide. Go back to the house. I'll come get you. I'll find Rowan.
Yeah.
And he starts going throughout the whole island. He's breaking
down
because
doors. At this point, like he's found a doll that's all burnt up. That used to be Rowan's doll.
Yeah, that's what he talked to Summer Isle for. He's like, let me dig her up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Let me exhume the body. So he digs up there's a casket for a grave that's supposed to be hers.
Yep.
And then there's only a doll that's like burnt in there. And so he's like, well, and they're very like, because of their beliefs, they're like pagan kind of beliefs. It's like nobody ever dies. They're just gone, but they're not really gone because they're still here.
Yeah.
And so like when he's very much like, police is like, did you kill somebody? They're like, no, we didn't kill anybody. Well, where are they? Well, they're not here. They're not here anymore. What do you mean they're not here? Did you murder them? No, they're just not here anymore.
Yeah, it's plausible deniability, right?
Right.
And it's funny. Summer Isle does talk about like how like my people came here. Unfortunately, they came to Salem, and that's where like okay, so this is like a community of Salem witches type of situation, right? Yeah. And so the last 20 minutes, he tells Willow, he's like, go hide. Yeah, I'll find her. And he starts going to everybody's houses. He's like he's like decking women. The girl that asked him about like taking him home, he Spartan kicks her to the wall. It is hilarious. He fucks up Sister Beach.
Right, yeah, because he's like, I have before this festival starts, because if she's still alive, I know she's going to be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
So before this festival starts in
30 minutes.
Yeah, like in an hour, I have to bust into every single house and take a look and see if she's locked up somewhere.
And he's gone full Cage, right?
Full Cage.
I love it because he like gives Sister Beach like a chopping right hook, you know? Completely knocks her cold, and he steals like her bear costume,
right?
And then as he's like walking, he runs into the school teacher, pulls out his gun,
yep,
and he's like, "Get off!" Oh, he starts freaking out, you know. He's like, "Get off the fucking bike!"
Yes.
And so, when he finally gets to where the sacrifice is happening, in the bear costume, because you know, and he locks eyes with Willow, and she's like, "Well, what else do you want me? I have to be here."
Right.
As he rounds about the corner, he sees like a little girl, like in white, blonde, looks very much like Rowan, and you know, Sister Summer Isle. She's doing her whole spiel, and Nicolas Cage comes up to like the whole post in the bear outfit, and they're like, "Oh, Sister Beach, what's wrong?" Knocks this woman out. Everybody catching hands on this island. Oh, sorry. Before this, I do want to note that he goes into the tavern where all the men is, and he's trying to rile them up. He's like, "We can take this island. Come with me. I'm a police officer." But like, I could definitely understand like the hectic or the frustration that he's feeling.
Right. Yes.
He's like, "We're so much stronger than them." But no, yeah. So he decks these women that are about to set this girl on fire, and then he starts running away with her. He's like, "Come on, let's go."
Yeah.
And so they're chasing after him, but then like, you know, he finally kind of gets some room to breathe. So he puts Rowan down, and he's like, "We're going to get out of here." Oh, sorry, I do have to say, I forgot to say this as well. Again, this whole movie's jumbled up for me. He goes back to the dock, and he finds the pilot dead.
Oh, right, yes.
And
yes.
the plane is fucking sabotage.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know what his plan was for this. So, yeah, but he puts Rowan down, and
You're right, but that is another one of those things that triggered, that's like, well, now I see a dead body.
Yeah.
He's obviously been murdered. So I know that
they're gonna do
doing
something
crazy cult things.
Yeah, and so like Rowan starts running away from Nicolas Cage, but he's like, "Slow down, Rowan, slow down."
Yeah.
And she runs into this field, and she runs into Willow, and she's like, "Oh, I did it. Did I do it, Mommy? Did I?
Yep.
Did
I do a good job?"
Yeah, and Nicolas Cage pulls out his gun. Now he's like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah.
And Sister Summer Isle is like, "You fucked my daughter." Destiny was already set once you laid seed into her.
Yep.
And it goes on this whole spiel about like how this is destiny, and that you willingly came to this field.
Right.
Rowan isn't our sacrifice. You are.
Yeah. And you will be a. We know that you're the sacrifice because you put on the costume.
Yeah.
You willingly came to the festival in the costume, so you have like fulfilled all the conditions of the sacrifice.
Yeah.
So now we can force you to death because
because this is what you want. This is
right.
Destiny brought you here, and Destiny will continue to destine stuff.
Yeah.
And so now they start kind of crowding him, and he tries to shoot his gun, but his gun is already messed up.
Yep.
And so they start dragging him along, and this is where like the uncut version happens, where like as they drag him along, they take off like the fucking potato sack off of his head.
Well, so they take a hammer and they break both his ankles.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They misery him.
Oh, God. That's still one of the worst scenes. Like. Yeah, they immobilize him.
Yeah.
And then they put like the cage bee thing on his face.
Right. And then we get the
one of the greatest moments in cinema.
The meme that everybody like is like, I don't even know what movie that goes to.
No, not the
bees. The bees, they're in my eyes.
It's funny because like when you watch it without that scene, they just start hoisting him up this freaking effigy.
Yeah.
But then like you look at his face and it's all like stung.
Right.
So like you're like, well, did they fuck him up? No, he got the bees.
Right. Yeah. I just like assumed that. Yes. Like when we watched it, I was like, oh, his face like.
It's messed up.
It's all beat up, and then they're gonna sting him with some bees. And then, they didn't. They just put him in the effigy. What? I don't. Huh?
Yeah. And as they hoisted him up, there's like other animals in this effigy, and so like he's at the top of the head, and then like they give Rowan the torch.
Right.
And he's like, "Baby, don't do it." And they burn him alive. And then it fades 6 months later, and you're like, "Oh, did he survive?"
Yes. And I totally didn't remember that there was a follow-up scene.
Yeah. But surprise, fucking surprise, Jason Ritter's son is in here, and James Franco.
Yep.
I was like, why do I not remember this?
Yes.
And they're in a club, and they're like, it's a fucking sausage party in here. And then all of a sudden they see Willow with Sister Rose.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, maybe it's not a sausage party there. And they go up to them and they're like, it was about to be really disappointing.
Right. Yeah. We're just graduating from the police academy.
Yeah. This is where I was like, oh, do they have a type? Is it like, does it always have to be a man of the law? Maybe. Because like, back in Salem witch trials.
Yep.
Those are the ones that were like, if she sinks, what is it? She's a human? Oh, if it floats, it's a witch.
Yep.
Whatever fucking illogical thing happens there. And so, yeah, and then this is where, like, it's Sister Rose's turn to get impregnated. And James Franco is super into it. And she's like, oh, what are you going to do after this? He's like, oh, I'm probably going to, like, take a shower, go home and take a shower. He's like, well, if you go home, you want to take me with you? And, like, this is, again, like, guys, like, too good to be true.
Right.
And the movie ends right there. Now, I feel like we have a lot to say about this, so this episode might be a little bit extra long, because we always have a little extra time at the end of the month.
Right, yeah.
So, let's get into our other section. We have high star, low star.
10 out of 10. Everybody deserves to watch this movie for one reason. The Wicker Man drinking game. Nick Cage is in a bear suit.
Wait, hold on. Drink if.
Oh, drink if Nick Cage is in a bear suit, punches a woman in the face. Chug. Phil Chug. Nick Cage pops pills. Drink. Nick Cage hits anything trying to hurt it, including especially people. Drink. Willow fails to complete a sentence. Drink. Anything gets hit by a truck. Drink. Nick Cage raises his voice and shouts. Drink. Nick Cage makes an unreasonable demand. Drink. Oh, we didn't even talk about the get off the bike.
Yeah. No, I did.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, I was like, get off the fucking bike.
Anytime you suspect Nick Cage has been allowed to supply his own wardrobe. Someone is intimidated by bees. Nick Cage threatens or accuses someone of something. Nick Cage looks perplexed or stares blankly. If Nick Cage drinks, you drink. Drink the entire time Nick Cage is on a bike. One of the most entertaining movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, you gotta mix drinks for this one. You can't straight dude shots for this one.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna have to go to the hospital after this.
Yeah. If you're drinking for all those, yeah. Oh, but they did number them, so it's like 1 through 13. So I guess everybody in the room picks a number, and then you're only drinking on that specific.
Yeah, if you want to have like a nice, safe, responsible party,
right? Because then you're only going to be really drunk.
Yeah.
If you drink to all of those, you're going to the hospital.
You don't plan anything for that.
There's a stomach pumping.
Yeah. And then we have 1 out of 10. Haha. This film is so bad. I had to question why the Wicker Man was remade. And Nick, you're better than this. Still, if you want some cheesy film, then enjoy it. I watched it a couple times, when I want to watch something terrible. Listen, if you're watching this as your guilty pleasure movie, I think 1 out of 10 is excessive.
Right, you got at least 5 a guilty pleasure movie.
Yeah. Also, just FYI, check out Chris' hilarious reviews on YouTube. The guy summed up my feeling for the whole movie. But if you did enjoy this film on a serious note and not like me that enjoyed it for the joke factor, then I take my hat off to you. No, this movie is it's so entertaining.
It is. Yeah, it's ridiculous. There's a lot of plot holes. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
And like I said, definitely see the extended version. It's only an extra 3 minutes or something like that. But for the B scene, 100% need to.
Yeah, you need that scene.
Right.
It's the best scene in this whole film. Okay, so I wanted to talk about just the amount of the planning that these women do to create these harvest festivals, right?
Right.
The inconsistencies in it. Because maybe how long had it been? 5 or 6 years since Willow and Nick Cage have seen each other?
Yeah.
Right? He's a cop. What if he had died in between that time? Then you have no harvest sacrifice?
Maybe that's what happened the prior year, and that's why the harvest was bad.
Yeah,
because I definitely took it from this that they have this set up a ritual. Basically, they have their girls when they get of breeding age, leave the island, get impregnated, come back, and that way they always have a not weird inbred.
Yeah, child
continuation of
the lineage
but it's one or two children a year, and then they bring in one of the dads to sacrifice to.
Yeah,
that definitely seems.
But it's just there's so many things that can happen in between those times. The way I would plan this in my head, I was like, all right, you got to plan this out better, because what you got to do is have these women go out. You send out a woman every year. That way, after you get the ball rolling, you have one woman come back every year, right?
Well, yeah. So it's got to be 2, because they always do it in 2s. That way, because you need a girl.
Yeah.
Because if one of them has a boy, then they basically just mute out the boy, and then that boy lives there. But
yeah, he later becomes no. But what I'm saying is you have to do it in this way, where it's they're coming to the island as a vacation. That way you can ensure the safety of the sacrifice. You know what I mean? Because not you're leaving too much things up to chance. But I guess maybe that's where the whole destiny thing factors in.
Right.
But still, what if 5 years you're dry? Does that island just die out? Also, who's helming this honey website?
Well, they still need some practical things from the mainland to live. So that's why they're selling the honey. So they've probably
outsource it.
They've got people who are from the island going to the mainland. So they're like, hey, we had 3 kids born this year. One of them's now going to be stationed in America.
It has to be a boy though, right?
Right. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Send him out there. That way he can set up the website. He can have the import-export. He can make sure that we have a new pilot who brings us supplies, since we just killed the one that was here. But
you have to see, the thing about that also is you have to switch out that boy every year, because if you get a taste of men run shit here, men are not the dominant, but it's a patriarchy over here.
Yeah. I mean, if you've indoctrinated them well over their lifetime before you send them out. How many times have you heard stories of people who gone into a cult, and then they're like, this cult is terrible, and they leave it, and then a year later they're like, I hate life. Cult life was so much better, and then they go back to the cult. That happens.
I guess the way I was going was maybe Rumspringa, Amish people.
Right.
They can kind of see. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Like you go off to school, and you experience the world, and you learn, go to college, whatever. And then you come back and.
Are Amish people a lot? Oh, well, I guess they have high school, right? Like Amish people have an education where they can go to college, right?
Yeah, but they sometimes they leave and they go to, you know.
You know how many businesses Amish kids could come out of with the tools of trade that they've learned? Because have you ever seen Amish people like put up a farm? Jesus, it's sturdy.
Right.
You know, they could definitely come out and just like a very good building company like Ron Swanson did from Parks and Rec, and just have like a super successful construction company. Because now they have all these tools available to them as well. They're like, oh my God, I could put up farms left and right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Yeah, like if people are indoctrinated.
So that's why, like this one and then the original one were quite a bit different, because this one was definitely the matriarch, like the women were the superior.
Yeah.
Gender. Men were just kind of there to do some work and stuff
and inseminate.
Yeah, and to inseminate. Yeah, fertility or what? Phallic.
They're just phallic symbols.
The women were the doctors,
the teachers, the everything.
Everything. Where the original one was definitely more culty.
Yeah, that one
was like, this is our religion and our way of life on this island, and we just don't want outside interference coming here. But every once and it's not every, unlike the first one, it's not every year. It's just when our crops are doing really bad, we just need to sacrifice something to Mother Nature or whatever. Yeah. And then we know that things will be good. And so that was definitely much more the police
Pagan.
officer wasn't there he was just there to do his job and rescue a child.
Yeah.
He wasn't related to him. He didn't know any of the girls. The letter he got was completely anonymous, and it was very much like I don't understand how you guys are living like this, because there's no Jesus here, and how can you teach school and teach these kids that there's a life like that, there's a plethora of gods that And it was definitely much more like that.
Yeah, from 1973 is much more geared towards like religion versus like organized religion versus like cult type of religions.
Right.
Funny enough too, like in the station at the beginning of the movie, there's actually a missing poster of the original actor.
Oh.
From the 1973 Wicker Man up on the board.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I was watching a couple people like talk about it, and like one of the guys is like, "Oh yeah, I think the one I got that from was from Good Bad Flicks."
Okay.
His video was like from like 13 years ago, but I was like, "Oh, okay, that's actually really interesting." Another thing too is like when he first got into the island, someone already clocked him as like the police officer.
Right.
Like, I think that would for me set off alarms. Would that not set off alarms for you?
Yes.
Yeah, because
where in the original one he went in his police uniform, so it was extremely obvious that he was a police officer, and it was like he was like, "I'm here for business only."
Yeah, he had like the whole he had the whole outfit on. Here, Nicolas Cage just came in a suit.
Right, just dude in a suit.
Yeah, and I was just like, if it was me, I would have been like, what? Because like if you went on an island, you're like, oh yeah, you're the guy who has who had a comic book store.
Right.
And you're like, how'd you know that? Because you're like, nobody texted this woman. Like there wasn't like a carrier pigeon that came by before.
She's the one that monitors the website. Oh.
Right, there's a satellite computer somewhere in this fucking island. Oh man. But like, yeah, this movie. For me, this movie is a crawl until you get to the last 30 minutes where it gets super hilarious to me. Right. But like the first hour and 10 minutes, it's pretty good. Like it's like Nicolas Cage is actually trying to sort of be serious, and mainly because I think he really wanted this movie to be horror.
Yes.
That's like I think I saw an article where like Nick Cage was like, I really wanted this to be a horror, but kind of like
right, because the first one the first one does a much better job at being a psychological thriller.
Yeah.
Where this one, it just kind of, it's great, but it is not a horror movie.
Yeah. And like
it's a murder mystery.
Yeah,
maybe.
it's like a mystery thriller maybe.
Yeah.
But like this movie definitely is carried by Nicolas Cage's like performance and his like delve into this madness, because what does keep this movie interesting is like the things that he keeps hallucinating, and you're trying to wonder like, is he like, does he have like a mental problem?
Right,
because
they even like when at the very beginning when he's talking to his like the police officer girl that he used to, he was like talking about the explosion, and they're like, there was no girl in the back of the car, like there wasn't.
Well, did you notice that woman, his ex-girlfriend, is also a part of the island? So when they did the reveal. She was one of the women that revealed themselves, and it was the girl and the little girl that was in the car that also revealed themselves to be there. That's why they kind of focused on it for a little bit, so they can make sure.
So there we go. That almost helps with your other question. You're like, what if how do you know he's gonna die? Not die, and then if you've got somebody who's working in the same police force. Yeah, but they can kind of protect him from. And you're in a little smaller town. There's not too many police.
Yeah, but like it's still like a high risk job, right? You know, you're still a cop. You never know when someone's gonna go postal on you.
Right,
Michael Douglas,
especially on a motorcycle, and then you.
Oh yeah, then you get ran over or something.
Because he almost did.
Oh, I know. I saw a clip on YouTube or Facebook or something where someone like cut in front of somebody. And man, that guy was super close to going over the rail, and it was like on a bridge. Again, like also like I think the motorcycle was at fault because he was like, you obviously saw like 100 feet from you, there's like stop traffic. So I figure I was like, you probably should have slowed down.
Right.
I mean, both are terrible, but yeah, no. So I mean, like for me, it's just like small little inconsistencies for the most part, but. Man, like at the end too, when you got James, I was like, "Oh my God, Willow has to get pregnant again."
It's the cycle.
She's hot though. She has if I had to categorize her in some sort of like where she fits, she has like that hippie sort of what is it, like granola bar hotness to her.
Yes, yeah.
Versus Sister Rose, there's always been something that's sort of bothered me about that actress. And I think it's because she has like cat-like features.
Maybe.
That I've like always like, cause she's in like some of my like guilty pleasure movies, like Never Been Kissed.
Yeah.
She's always played that character, that super like edgy teenager. I don't know if she's acting now. I haven't seen her in anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because she was big, and I feel like she did like 10 movies like back to back, and then just kind of disappeared.
I mean, hey, if that was her plan, he's like, I'm gonna do 10 movies and then disappear from the face of the earth. Right. What was her name? Oh, Lily Sobieski. I don't know. She's has she been active? Oh yeah, she's been doing somewhere. Oh, hasn't done anything in the last 5 years though. But I mean, she's older now, so maybe she's just like, I'm gonna chill out for a bit. But yeah, no, the last 30 minutes of this movie definitely makes up for the first hour and 10. Because, man, when Nick Cage starts to go full, Nick Cage starts decking women in the face and kicking them in the chest. It's a full dive into madness as well.
Yeah.
But, man, Nick Cage has a way about it that makes it so hilarious. And I wonder whose idea was like, he's like, all right, Nick Cage, you're just going to go around this island and start hitting women as hard as you can.
Oh, he's a police officer. He has now been pushed past that logical breaking point, that mental spot, and it's like his brain is, I have to save a child, and now I know this child is mine. That elevates it to the next level.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in Papa Bear mode.
You're right? Screw these women who are trying to get in my way, play games with me. They're just gonna.
But like, I don't remember how the end of the original Wicker Man happens. Does he also go around the island punching women?
So he does. Well, no, but there it's not women. The island isn't women run.
Yeah.
So he's just punching people to try to get there. And same kind of thing. They're like, hey, you came to the festival. You participated because you were watching to try to figure out what was going on. Because that one, there's like 3 or 4 games before
they could sacrifice
him. And he participates in all of them. And they're like, that makes you, you played the virgin, you played the fool, you came in costume, you're the hero. So, obviously you wanted to be here. Fate has brought you to this point. And then they put him in the Wicker Man and they light him on fire. But then everyone gathers around the giant Wicker Man and sings.
Yeah, that I do
sings
remember.
This cheerful, fun song that's like not in English, but it's like super catchy.
Yeah, it reminds me of...
And that was part of... That made that creepier.
Yeah.
Because the Nick Cage one, like, Willow looks all like teary-eyed, like she feels like she did something bad.
But then she...
like, she doesn't in no way try to stop it, but her face looks remorseful. In the original one, they're celebrating his death. Like, they're like, let's party. This guy's going to die. We're going to have apples. Because in the first one, it's apples.
It's so funny because, like, the way I looked at it is, like, she was so overcome with joy. That's why she looked so like that. Like, some people cry when they're happy.
Right.
And I feel like I was like that because, obviously she goes back towards the end and does it again with Jason Ritter's son.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, was she sad? Like, that's where I questioned myself. I was like, because I thought at first, initially, I was like, oh, she's sad. And then she was, oh, no, she's doing it again. And now she has a bob haircut, which, again, is super high. Girls that can pull up a bob.
Okay, so I was like looking through all this stuff. I found some interesting things about the first one.
Okay.
Because, like I said, I watched the first one as well. Because I wanted to compare the two, because I didn't know how... I had never seen the first one, and it's been a long time since I've seen this one. But the first one, so originally was, like, cut as a movie, and then when they were going to release it, they were going to release it as the second movie in a...
like a continuation?
A double feature.
Oh, okay.
So they were like, hey, we can't have this be a 2-hour movie if it's part of a double feature.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to shorten the movie. So they made it like an hour and 15 minutes to be the second movie. And then everybody complained. And later on, they found a copy of the director's
cut.
So the director's cut of the short version of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like an hour and 35 minutes. And then, so that's the movie that they digitally remastered and put on DVD or in Blu-ray.
Okay.
They've never found a copy of the original cut, which is like a 2-hour movie.
Oh.
And then there's also a extra short cut because at some point there was a triple feature.
Oh my.
And they made it the third movie in a triple feature. So there's a 27-minute version of the movie. And they said that it's really interesting because the 27-minute version, he's there for one night. The
hour and 15?
He's there for 2 nights. The
hour and 35.
He's there for 3 nights, and then the original, he was supposed to be there for 4 nights. So they just kind of cut a whole day out of each one to make it shorter and shorter.
Man, I'm kind of wondering if the estate has like the director's like family has like the 2-hour cut somewhere.
The director has passed away.
Yeah, but his family has. Oh man, it'd be kind of sick to like for his family to be like, oh, maybe his dad, maybe their their dad or grandfather never wanted to release the 2-hour cut after rewatching it. Sometimes you hate the things that you do.
Yeah.
Like I've known people that are like chefs. They're like, oh, I don't eat my cooking. Like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I mean, I eat some of the stuff, but like, at the end of the day, I'd rather just go to like In-N-Out. So many chefs are like that too. They're like, oh, after 14 hours, the last thing I want to do is cook more.
Right. Yes. And then there's in the first one, the original one, there's a this weird exotic naked dance scene. Where's like
were they nude?
Full nude.
You have to be if you're a cult.
And the actress didn't want to do full nude, so they had a body double come in for the bottom half of her nudity. And apparently she's always hated that scene because the body double had a much shapelier behind than she did.
Oh, so she didn't want to give people like any, unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Wait, is that in the original or the 2006?
That was the original.
Oh.
So it's, like, this is like this weird, like, the girl is trying, like, go again, like the procreation thing.
Yeah.
The girl is trying to seduce the guy, but she's, the police officer, but she's doing it, like, through the wall.
Mm.
And so she's doing this weird exotic naked dance in her room, and then he's getting all like hot and heavy flustered in his room, and like
he's like, "Oh my god, why is my dick so hard right now?"
Yeah.
I thought maybe she was like moaning against the wall and like.
She is.
Oh, is it? Damn, I have not seen the original in a very long time.
Yeah. It's pretty.
It's hot if you can see both. Like, you know what I mean? You can see through the wall.
Right.
If you're just like in the wall, like on the other side, you're like, man, she's flicking that bean.
But you kind of get the, like, it's almost giving you the impression that
she wants me to hear.
Her I don't know, whatever that religion, she's getting impregnated by seducing him through this wall.
By the Force.
By force.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Well, like
Not
the Force.
by force. Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
The Force.
The Force.
By midichlorians. Oh man, well, we're coming up to the end of it. Want to make sure that you guys check out all of our other months. We have a plethora of months for you guys to check out, ranging from lady fight clubs to space debris to in space.
Right, we got all kinds of stuff. Live action video games, a musical month,
actor specific months.
Right.
So there's a lot there for you. If this is the first time you guys are joining us, though, thank you for joining us. We do our reviews in 4 different sections where we have stream it, DVD it, Blu-ray it, and the Ultimate Box Collection. Kobe, where are you at for this one?
I'm definitely Blu-raying this. I want like the full cut. It's got to have B scene. I would love for there to be both movies.
Yeah,
like
easily.
A box set with both.
Yeah, that would be really sick. Yeah,
I like a little wicker basket or like a little wicker
the
casket or something.
That would be sick. Yeah, and then like then you have like the 27-minute, the 115, 135, and then you have this one. It would be pretty sick. Yeah, this movie is super entertaining. It's especially if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, it's there for you. But even if you're not, this might make you a Nicolas Cage fan, just because of how he doesn't go full unhinged like he did in what's the vampire movie,
yeah.
Where he's like
first kiss or whatever.
Yeah, where he like Nick Cages the entire alphabet.
Yeah,
but definitely the last 30 minutes, he almost gets to that point, and then when he just starts decking women. I'm not first and foremost. I gotta say, I'm not for violence against anybody, especially against women.
Right.
But it's just like it's so ridiculous in this movie that it's hilarious. It's almost like
I guess if somebody has kidnapped your child, and
everyone's
you are
getting
wearing a bear costume, you are allowed to punch people.
Yeah. Yeah, no, especially if I have a child that's been kidnapped, I'm decking everybody, old people, kids.
Right. Yeah.
Women, men, disabled. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna stop me from saving my child, right? It's a very it's a very villain view. You ever hear that whole story where it's like heroes will sacrifice one person to save the world versus like a villain who will sacrifice the whole world to save one person? You're definitely in the latter. Right? Yeah, the latter.
Yes.
Yeah, of that whole situation. Oh, man. But thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check out all of our links down below where we have our
All of our socials are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, YouTube. Pick one. Follow us, like us.
Talk to us on there. We want to hear from you guys. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to check out the theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's from her Music for Podcast 3 album, and her Bandcamp is down below.